Hey guys, Cryptid 559. We're at the location of my UFO sighting. It was actually my whole family. My dad, my mom, my little brother, and myself. We're on location. Let me tell you where we're at first. It's on Hills Valley Road and Avenue 440. It's in Tulare County. It's between Orange Cove and Arosi. It's like right in the middle. It's centered right in the middle. So it's Avenue 440 and Hills Valley Road. It's at the intersection. What happened was we're at my grandma's. Let me tell you, this was back in 1986, 87. So I was around 10, 11 years old, and my little brother was about 5 or 6 years old. And anyways, we're at my grandma's having dinner. So we headed home around 8:30. It was around 8:30. It was already dark. So we're heading home because we lived out here on Road 132, which is out in that direction. We lived out in the country. So we were coming home down Hills Valley Road, and on the way before we got to this intersection, Avenue 440, I told my dad I saw some lights in the sky, and I told him, "Hey Dad, there's a plane up in the sky." And my dad was looking at it, and then he tells me, "No, that's not a plane." And I said, "Well, is it a helicopter? A helicopter?" And he goes, "No, it's not a helicopter." So then we kept, an eye on it on the way until we got up to Avenue 440 right here. So then my dad ends up pulling over right here, this area right here. He pulls over. We all get down out of the car. Right now, the lights were in this direction. They were up here in this direction. And it was, we pull over. The lights are coming from this direction. And we park here. We all get off. It was my mom, my dad, my little brother, and myself. We all get off. And we just start staring at the lights. And what I noticed, it was two triangular crafts. Okay, they were coming towards us. On each tip of the triangle, there was white lights. So it was a white light on each tip, but there was 6 lights. So there was 2 triangles. Okay, they were close. They were right next to each other. I don't know I couldn't tell if it was connected or not. I can't tell you that. But the lights were all together. It was 6 white lights, and in the middle of the 3, so you got one here, one light, one here, and one here makes a triangle, right? In the middle, in the center, it was a red light. And then the same thing with the next one. This next formation of the 3 white lights, one on each corner, and another red light in the middle. But they were together, right? So it looked like 2 triangles together. It was dark, like I said. Whatever it was huge because it would black out the stars when it passed over us. It actually passed right over us. Okay? When it passed over us, it didn't make a sound. Okay? There was no sound. Like, again, we're out in the country. Right now you're hearing cars, but in the evening there's hardly any cars passing by. So it's almost like right now, But it passed over us. You didn't hear any engine noise. Any noise. We were trying to see what kind of craft it was, and it didn't make any sound. I mean, it was hovering over us, and then it was going right over us real slow, like, not like a plane, like a normal plane would go, like these little small planes, but it was going right over us really, really slow. It went right over us. We're watching it, observing it. Again, the lights. I couldn't see any windows. Like I said, this thing was black because you can see that it covered, when it went over us, it covered all the stars. So you couldn't see the stars as soon as it went over us. So whatever it was huge. And then we just observed it as it went over us, and it went that direction, over all the orchards here. Right here you got citrus, you got oranges. So it went all over all these orchards, all the way. We were just watching it very slow, going over these orchards. And then you can see the hills up here. There's hills up here. So it was going towards that direction. Okay, so after we saw the craft, it was heading this direction over the orchards, and it headed towards those hills. You can see the mountain hills, mountain range there. It headed over slowly. We're watching it until it disappeared over those hills. And I don't know, now that I'm researching all this stuff, in that direction, on those hills, behind those hills, You got Nevada, you got the state of Nevada, and you also got Area 51 hit in that direction. If you guys have time, look it up. Go on a map or go on YouTube. Also, like I said, check out the Nevada Triangle, and it'll show you, exactly, but it's estimated around that area behind those hills. Anyways, so yeah, after we saw the craft, we all got back. Didn't say a word. We all got back in the car, and we headed home. A couple of years down the line, I guess we were at my grandma's, and we were talking about UFOs, and then all of a sudden all of us started talking about what we had witnessed and telling everybody, the family, that what we saw, and it was triangle with 6 lights, and my mom, started telling her story, and everything was the same. My brother remembers, my dad remembers, but recently I talked to my mom again a couple months ago. I go, Mom, you remember the UFO we saw back in the 80s, the late 80s? And she says, yeah. She kept telling me, what she saw. She saw the 6 white lights, 2 red lights. They form a triangle, and they form a triangle, and with the 2 red lights in the middle. And then she ends up telling me something I never heard. She thought she had told us, the family, and I go, no. So she ends up telling us, after that same night we saw the craft, that same night, she says it was a dream, but to her it didn't feel like a dream. But she was hovering above her bed in the air. She couldn't move. Red light on her. But she can turn her head and she can see my dad asleep on the bed. But she was hovering above him with this red light on her. And she said that happened for 3 consecutive nights after witnessing this craft. And I go, Mom, you never told us about that. And she goes, oh, I thought I did. I go, no. I go, you never said a word about that. And she goes, well, yeah, it happened, 3 consecutive nights, and I felt like I was awake, but I couldn't move. I remember this red light, on me, and I can see I can see your dad asleep, but I was trying to wake him up, but I couldn't say a word. I couldn't do anything. I can just see him. And I go, well, that's crazy. And then, after now that I'm older and I'm researching, I'm seeing and researching the abductions, UFO abductions, and reading articles, I hear about time loss also. I remember it was around 8:30 when we were coming home. We probably got to this area, to this intersection, around probably 15 minutes from Orange Cove, 10 minutes maybe. So it was probably about 8:45, 8:50 when we turned the corner here. But I can't tell you like what time we got home. I can't, I don't know. I don't remember if it was way late. I mean, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that. So my parents don't remember that part. I was asking my Mom, do you remember the time we got home or anything? And she couldn't remember. My dad couldn't remember either. My brother, he was 5, 6 years old. He's not going to remember. But he does remember the light, so. And, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if there was a time loss in there. I mean, it could have been. I mean, I don't know, because like I told you, when after we watched it disappear, I just remember we all got in the car and we just went home and never talked about it until somebody brought it up at like a barbecue at my grandma's or somewhere, talking about UFOs, and all of a sudden we started talking. But yeah, I mean, this is the location where we saw the triangles, the black triangles. I call them black triangles. Some people say that there are secret government planes. Honestly, I haven't seen anything. I know recently there's some pictures that it's called the TR-3B. Some pictures have just been released a couple years ago. You can look them up. TR-3B. It's a triangular craft. But I like I said, it was 2 of them together. The one that the picture that's out looks small compared to what we saw. These things were huge. But then again, that was back in the 80s. I mean, it could be our government planes. I mean, secret planes. I mean, I don't know, but all I know is a UFO. I haven't seen one since similar. Um, but yeah, I mean, you guys. I just wanted to tell you my story, UFO sighting. That was back in the 80s, 86, 87. I want to thank the subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you know anybody else that's into cryptid or paranormal stuff, send them over to Cryptid 559. Uh, Again, if you guys know anybody that has witnessed crafts, unusual crafts, or creatures that they can't explain, or have stories, similar to what we're dealing in, um, have them shoot me an email to cryptid559@gmail.com. And we like to hear their stories. We like to talk to them. We like to go to the location in our area. If it's in our area, we like to go to the location. Um, that's what we like doing. Um, if you can, please let them know. Contact us. Thank you again for watching. And till the next one.